Nature Boy promo before this match on the big screen, so we are fired up here for this main event, Submission Series Pro. Scott Nauss versus Mitch Clarke.
Look at that stare down. Holy moly.
This is unbelievable. Worlds are colliding right now.
Are they going to grapple?
Here we go.
Or are they going to fight?
Here we go. Nauss starts out with the low posture here.
Scott, one of the most consistent fighters I've ever known.
He has somewhat of an Iron Man streak in the Maritimes. He's competed at every single tournament for the past 6 years. He is
a true hero.
Looking to get right to it. Mitch Clarke looking to pull him down, maybe for going for the guillotine. Nauss pulls half guard.
And he is dangerous from here.
Mitch Clarke, I've heard, favors the Darce choke and the no-gi action. So we'll see if he looks for that.
I'm going to consult my Wikipedia page. Try to verify that.
Mitch Clarke is a Canadian athlete born in Manitoba.
It says here, guillotine is actually his favorite.
I'm sorry, he's not. Where is he born?
It's Saskatoon, actually.
Saskatoon,
Close.
Sorry.
Close.
Here he's controlling Scott's head, trying to set up an attack, switching back for the
control.
arm and the guillotine, threatening the Darce choke.
Scott keeping his hand involved there.
Trying to grab his other wrist. Scott's pushing off the hip, trying to make some space. That makes it hard to get the choke. As he tries to push away there, and Mitch is using his forearm to create some more space. He's trying to control Scott's head. Scott fighting from the half guard furiously.
Scott with that underhook. He's really happy to keep that arm around the head.
He has that good half guard locked on.
Everybody watching at home sees Scott on his side. Proper technique. Really good.
Mitch really doing a good job of preventing that underhook from Scott. He's a very experienced half guard attacker. Now, I find in competition nowadays you see a lot of the deep half guard, but Scott seems to not favor that, just with a traditional style here. Could that be his old school tendencies? Going for the deep underhook now.
This is interesting. Holding the leg, holding himself in half guard.
Mitch is holding the shin, maybe trying to work a knee cut.
He's got the knee out.
I think he's trying to work a knee cut here, but he doesn't have the underhook.
Really high posture.
Back to control.
Scott with the underhook. Scott with the underhook.
Mitch is taking the overhook.
Oh, I like it.
Nauss is going for the free leg, changes his hips over to the other side. Now Scott just has a foot trapped in half guard.
Good hip movement here. Back to half. Back to half.
So far, it is a half guard battle here in our main event, Submission Series Pro. And we're loving it.
Good work, Scott. Good work.
Let's hear it, folks. 2.5 minutes in.
This is some impressive action here so far.
I'd like to thank the main event sponsor here, hooksweep.com, and all the other sponsors, actually. I'd like to thank you guys so much for making this event possible.
What a night of action here. We've seen so many finishes, and the majority have been leg locks. But will we see a leg lock in this main event match? It seems not. I feel both of these guys are going for chokes.
As you know very well, Presley, Scott is always going for the finish.
He is, yeah. He's got a relentless, persistent style on top. He really more favors the top attacking style, but he told me before this match he felt like Mitch was the better wrestler, so he was content with pulling guard and working from the bottom. But Mitch is really working aggressively to pass here. He's attacking the neck and working the pass at the same time. A great strategy. It is almost impossible for people to do two things at once. Trust me, I know. But Nauss is doing a great job.
Scott with the underhook again.
Here we go. Nauss doing a good job of using his right hand there to stop the crossface. Mitch is posting on his head, and he's trying to kick that leg out. See him working his knee out? He's using his hands to keep Nauss on the mat. He's trying to free his leg, his right leg, from Nauss's half guard. Nauss is trying to push that knee back inside. He knows he has to keep that. Now maybe he'll turn it into a single leg, but Mitch is working the guillotine.
Scott's hyper aware of that, which is really
Changes
good.
his hips over to the other side.
Good, Scott. Good. Keep those elbows in tight, Scott. Don't let him pull
This is a half guard battle.
Good, Scott. Good.
And really, Mitch has to watch out for the close guard of Scott Nauss with those big long legs.
Absolutely.
As we've seen in a couple of the other matches. If you got those long legs, you can have a real advantage with the triangles and arm locks.
Those noodle legs can be everywhere at once.
I hate them. I wish I had them.
Good, Scott. Get your knees here. Get your knees here.
So we're approaching 5 minutes in here, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes remaining.
The nature boy, Scott Nauss, still working the half guard, perhaps going for the deep half guard attack. We refer to him as the nature boy because of his Ric Flair-like appearance
And qualities.
and swag. If Ric Flair is listening, shout out to you. Thank you for the swag for all the years. We really respect it. So Mitch Clarke here, still working for the Darce. Here, he just really seems to want to get that. He's also controlling the leg. Maybe not so much going for the Darce attack. He's trying to set up a half guard pass here.
I find a lot of his passes don't have a lot of forward momentum, so it's like he's kind of using it as a distraction.
He really seems to want to set up some kind of a guillotine, Darce, an arm submission. It really seems like.
Now, if you guys can see, when he tries to pass his arm around for the Darce, Scott's getting his hand in his hand, which makes it difficult.
John, if you were Scott Nauss, what would you look to do here to change up the situation? Would you switch? Would you switch the guard up? Would you keep fighting the half guard?
I would try to switch the guard up.
Mitch gets the pass. Nauss is still fighting it. He's got the knee in. He's not going to give it up. He's not going to give it up. Nope.
Back to the half guard. It's tough though. He's really chaining together the pass and the attacks on the neck. So
here we go. Open guard.
Right back into the half.
Here.
Interesting.
Mitch is really forcing that.
And you see Mitch not on his toes there, so it's not really ready to move a lot.
If I was Scott Nauss, I mean, as a competitor, you don't want the other guy where he wants to be.
Absolutely.
So I would be looking to switch it up, maybe push him to an open guard. Nauss has got a good butterfly open guard. Maybe he wants to stand up and wrestle with him, wear him out. But it seems like Mitch is kind of controlling the action from this half guard position. He doesn't really favor either guy, but just as the bottom guy, you have to carry the top guy's weight the whole time. It's
exhausting.
It's more tiring than being on top here. Mitch is controlling the head. He's doing a good job. And he's stopping Nauss from moving his leg, preventing him from going into another open guard or butterfly, closed guard, what have you. So.
And Scott's doing a really good job staying on his side. When you're on your side, the guy on top isn't compressing your chest, so it's not wasting as much energy with every breath, which is important. Now the crossface can be tough to deal with. You see a crossface coming here.
Mitch trying to work that crossface deeper, but Nauss is doing a good job staying on the side here.
Marcelo switch here. Oh, and back.
Watch that Darce, Scott. Hold that tight, Scott.
Mitch is holding the wrist into Scott's chest.
Scott really respecting that Darce attempt.
Yeah. He knows that's what he likes. But Joel, Nauss has been working a lot with Joel Jacquard, another Darce master. Shout out to him. He just had a very incredible action-packed match. Scott Nauss representing Titans, Merrimack, and Taylor Gang Jiu-Jitsu.
Proud to call Scott a teammate.
That Darce is there, right? When you're going for that underhook like that, the Darce is there.
And we're still in this half guard battle. Mitch Clarke still working for the same. He tries the knee cut. He's still trying to step his right leg out, but Nauss defends.
Those wide angle knee cuts, they don't do much because it's just so easy to regard.
You're really going to have an underhook, but Nauss is doing a great job of staying on his side here. If you'll notice, folks at home, Nauss has his left arm under Mitch Clarke's arm, which is preventing him from getting the choke or getting in a real good position to pass.
It's tough to hold the guy flat.
That's why he's choosing to hold the leg, because he knows that he wants to keep him in this position, but he can't quite get what he wants. So it's looking like he wants to reach that right arm through under Scott's arm to lock up the Darce and grab his other bicep.
Scott taking his weight on top of him there.
But Nauss has to know this match is probably about halfway through, and I think he's going to really look to turn it up here.
We have about 6 minutes remaining here.
Okay. 6 minutes left in this main event match here this evening. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, hooksweep.com. Oh, Mitch Clarke, is he in a mount position here? He's working for it.
I think Scott's going to deal with that pretty easily.
He's looking for the back. Nauss is staying in real tight here, doing the proper thing to defend.
No, okay, it's full mount.
Full mount for Mitch Clarke. Our first dominant position of the match comes with 5 minutes and 35 seconds left. Let's see what happens. He's doing a good job cross-facing them back and forth, preventing Nauss from escaping here.
See what else Wikipedia has to say about Mitch.
Scott Nauss has in his corner Dan Vanderlance. You've heard him on the commentary desk almost all night. Mitch Clarke here working. Not sure what that was. Maybe going for, I think he's trying to open him up for a triangle, if I had to guess. My expertise.
Interesting facts academically. Apparently Mitch has a degree in environmental science, and I know that Scott has a master's degree.
That's quite impressive. See, lots of people think combat athletes are dummies, as they would say, but that is quite wrong, especially for the guys here in our main event at Submission Series Pro. They are gentlemen as well.
Gentlemen and scholars.
That's right.
Little bread cutter attempt there, not much on that.
Still with the full amount. I'm fighting the urge to coach Scott Nauss here as a teammate and a friend. Mitch Clarke looks
looking to the corner.
A little bit bewildered. Maybe he's discussing with his corner what to attack.
What should I do, he's thinking.
He thinks Scott Nauss is staying in too tight.
Apparently.
Playing some mind games, to be honest. These faces and these attacks. He's trying to get Scott to open up. I respect it. I respect it as a competitor. You got to play some mind games with him to know what's up.
Asking for the time there. He might be tired. Don't know what that's doing.
But if you really want to play some mind games, you should like dip your hands in glass like Bloodsport.
This is true.
Or something crazy like that. No, Mitch Clarke maybe going for Nogi Ezekiel here. Trying to force his hand into Scott's neck.
He's trying a lot. He's trying.
Nauss defending, but we've been in this full mount position for almost 2 minutes here. You got to think Mitch Clarke is wearing Nauss out.
That's it, Scotty.
I'll give it to Mitch. He's got some tremendous control up there.
Doing a real good job using his arms efficiently.
I think Scott needs to get his elbows involved to push that down. Oh, it looks like he's going to step over, possibly triangle attempt.
Pulling his head up. I mean, this could be cranking the neck as well. This doesn't feel good for Scott Nauss.
What the hell?
Who said that?
Pop that up. Move your elbow.
Mitch seems to want neck cranks to be legal. I thought they were. Seems to be maybe
everything goes.
Maybe a little bit of confusion here, but the fight goes on. See, what he was doing was putting both hands behind Scott's head and pulling up really hard, which can put a lot of uncomfortable pressure on the neck. But IBJJF competitions, these attacks are mostly illegal. So I think that causes confusion.
Seems like Mitch knows that you just have to make your opponent really uncomfortable, force him to make a mistake and capitalize.
I'm really impressed here by Mitch Clarke keeping his knees tight and not allowing any movement on these escape attempts.
He has a really nice high mount.
He's got his right foot up, puts his knees back on the mat.
When your hips get so far ahead of the person on bottom of the mount's hips, it's really difficult.
Nauss traps the foot here, working a half guard, but he's not quite out of danger yet. He's trying to turn into face Mitch.
Some nice moves by Mitch.
Here we go. We're coming up on almost 2 minutes left.
Great, Scott.
2
2
minutes.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes, Scott.
Submission Series Pro. What an event we've had here tonight. This is unbelievable.
I'd like to give a shout out again to hookstreet.com.
Some of the finest grappling action you will see happening right here in the Maritimes. Mitch Clarke looking for the knee bar.
Scott defending already.
He's triangling his legs here. That's the proper defense.
And Scott getting his arms involved too.
But also attacking the Kimura on Scott Nauss's left arm.
That's a good chain of events.
He's got it in there to defend. Mitch Clarke is really committing to it. You see him throwing his body over to that side.
I think we're going to try to see him kick his leg free here in a moment.
I think Mitch Clarke really wants to finish here. He does not want to go to the full time and have a draw.
That was a really good chain.
Nauss rolling him over. Nauss really got to go for the back. Oh, knee bar attack. Could we see another leg lock? Could we see it? Go! Oh! No, it happened. It happened.
It was.
Don't say I called it, people, but the leg lock revolution is happening. My lord.
I actually.
If you ain't in the gym training leg locks tomorrow, you're a fool. Can you believe it, what we've seen here tonight?
Time on that, 30 seconds.
There's 1 minute and 6 seconds left.
Good job, Mitch.
Your winner with 1
Great
minute
match, guys.
and
Great
6
match.
seconds left by inside goal.
Craig actually asked me where Mike Thibodeau's belt ceremony is. What a match. The Nature Boy may have took the defeat. Let's hear from Mitch Clarke.
Great athletes here.
You did a terrific job. Tell us about the finish.
Well, that back step knee bar I'm really good at. blocked the first time, so I tried to distract him with Kimura. Took a couple photo ops, and then switched over to the knee bar. He defended really well. I went to my bread and butter that's inside from 50-50. Feel up, and it was. I'm not here to wreck anyone's career or life or anything like that. I didn't brief on it, and he was good about it, so I'm just happy to get the finish.
And let's hear it, guys. This is pretty awesome.
Mitch Clarke, ladies and gentlemen. With the leg lock finish.
I'm very curious with the combination pass. When you're in the top of half guard, you're doing darts, guillotine to try to pass. Tell me more about that.
You know, it was kind of how he's shifting his hips, so that kind of determined where I put my pressure, and I was looking past the whole time. He's got such long legs, and he's dynamic with it that I'd be smart, and I couldn't really get too extended anywhere else. He kept going for that deep pass, so it was just about attacking where I could and trying to pass where I could.
I'm going to take a moment to talk to Scott Nauss here. Let's hear from the hometown boy, Scott Nauss.
Mitch Clarke, a class act, as well as Scott Nauss, the nature boy, rides on.
It seemed like he was in control the whole time. It was grueling for you. He was getting, it seemed like he was getting frustrated. He was also really working neck cranks, moving back and forth. Tell us about what it was like to be underneath that attack.
Just sipping on another rock star here.
A lot of pressure, guys. I actually wanted to get to that spot. That's one of my favorite sweeping spots. I didn't think I could take Mitch down. He's a really good wrestler. So I went to that half guard spot, hoping to get this week. It wasn't there.
Give a shout out to Rockstar, another one of the sponsors here.
Couldn't get him over top of me, so
I've given you a lot of money.
on the bottom. It's a long time since I've been beat up like that for a while. It was good. Listen, guys, I really want to thank Mitch for taking this fight. Guys, put your hands up.
Amazing action here. This is unbelievable tonight. If you guys didn't watch this whole event, you should really question your priorities in life, because this was incredible.
Learn to rewind.
I can't believe it. John, what did you think of tonight?
It was an absolute amazing show.
I'm about to lose my mind.
This
is unbelievable. Quick shout out to myself, Josh Presley. You can contact me on Facebook. My commentary services are available for any and all grappling and MMA events.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you, John. Thank everyone for competing here
Dr.
tonight.
Josh
it was
Wincy,
incredible.
Chris White, Joel Descartes.
Talk at the ukulele?